Welcome back. This is Arise News. You're watching the morning show with me, Biola Alabi. We're still talking with Dennis Amachree about the Plateau killings and insecurity in Nigeria. Once again, sir, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I wanted us to sort of talk a little bit about the fact that a lot of these killings happen and we don't have any sense of who the victims are. There are pictures, there are really no names, there are no family meetings, there are no engagement with the family. People feel that this government is tone deaf to how people feel after a tragedy, and this could be anywhere across the country.
Yeah, I think it has not only this government, some other governments that have passed, it's been the same thing. It bothers me, and it's so sad that when people, Nigerians are dead, and they said, oh, the police came out to say they were only 35. And then later they say, oh, no, the villager said it's 200. You said, oh, no, okay, we'll later check, it's 135. Nobody knows who these people are. Mm-hmm. What are their names? Mm-hmm. How many women are involved? Mm-hmm. How many men are involved? Mm-hmm. How many children? Mm-hmm. These are the kinds of metrics that we need. Now, all these are not available. Instead, we are arguing about number. Oh, yeah, there are more people killed in the last administration than this administration.
I agree.
Politicizing the whole thing. And I don't think the lives of Nigerians should be politicized. We should be able to, find out, even if it is one person, it should be very, very important to us. It is not, the value we put on life in Nigeria is nothing, it's zero. You go around. Yesterday, I was passing by on the 3rd Mainland Bridge. I saw a dead lady on the bridge. And people were driving by, and later maybe Lagos is a different place. I believe strongly the responders will go there and then find out how to take her. And then, of course, they will go and bury her without knowing which family she belongs to, who is she, was she killed, who killed her. Because the security agencies should wake up to this. A single life lost in the United States by the riverside or somewhere, you find out the police will come, cordon off the area, do their investigation, trace who she is, what is her name, and then, of course, find out who killed her and prosecute and jail the person. We should start thinking about the lives of people in this country. And that is the primary responsibility of any government.
If you take a look at our history, just sort of post-independence, why is it that we don't pay attention to the importance of every life? Why is it so easy for us to just say, oh, sorry. I think for the Chibok girls, they were kidnapped to have a face and name.
Yeah.
It took protest after protest.
For even government to react.
For government to react, for government to recognize, and for government to engage their family.
Yes.
What is it about us, and what is it that we need to start to work on to give us that sense that it's important to say who these people are and how we've lost these people, and what do we need to do differently? We
need to take the Nigerian seriously. We have to take him seriously. We are how many? We don't even know how many people we are. Our borders are so porous. People come in and go out, and we don't know who we are. But I think that we have a backlash from the colonial era, where the police. Now you have to realize that the police is the fundamental security body in this country. The army came from the police. The Nigerian army came out from the police. The SSS came out from the police. The immigration, custom, most security agencies, EFCC, all of them, they are products of the police. And the original police that was created by the colonial masters here was to protect themselves. To protect themselves so that the quote and unquote, the primitive and the hostile natives are not going to attack them. After independence, these same people were taken over by the politicians without changing their mentality. They still believe that their job is to protect the status quo. The SSS does that. You know, in the United States, the FBI is not reporting to the president.
At all.
If he commits any crime, they will arrest him. It will not happen in Nigeria because they all believe here that they belong to, and they are going to carry out the directives of the president. And that's why we are always fighting that at least they should change the decree that formed them or the bill to make them responsible to the National Assembly. That way, they can carry out their lawful duties without being scared of not carrying out what the president says or being fired by the president, you know. So this backlash of them trying to protect government instead of protecting the citizens of the country is the lacuna that we are having right now in the country.
Wow. I want to shift gears a little bit because you mentioned Lagos and you mentioned seeing someone on the bridge yesterday. And if we take a look at security in Lagos, and when you take a look at it from a city perspective in a global city, it ranks as one of the most dangerous places in the same category as Damascus and Tripoli and Karachi. As someone that is in Lagos, someone that saw what you saw yesterday, you heard about the fire on the bridge a couple of on Lagos Ibadan Highway. What is your sense as a security expert? If you were to give Lagos a security rating?
Right now, I will not rate Lagos in the same brackets with Syria or Karachi or anywhere else. 15 years ago in Lagos, it was very, very bad. Very, very bad. You really cannot, by 6 o'clock, you see everybody rushing back home. And then, you know, they don't come out until the next day. But right now, you can go anywhere in Lagos at any time. Because the recent governments in Lagos, the former one and the present one, had been very, very, very conscious of security, and they've spent so much money on security to keep the state very, very safe for everybody. And I think Lagos is going to be the 4th largest city in the world in the year 2025. And that city, being a metropolis to be reckoned with, have to do certain things: transportation, housing, security. And then, of course, if you want to throw in food security too, because all these people will eat.
And climate.
Yeah, exactly. They have to eat and then, of course, live in the place. So the government is forward-looking, and I think they are doing very well. But, you know, usually we cannot have 100% security.
Sure.
You know, like I said, you can move around anytime you like.
Yes.
But there are these little things that happen, and I think they are responding to it.
Yes.
They are responding to it, so I'll give Lagos a very big pass mark.
So you would say, before, let's take Lagos out of the Damascus, the Tripoli, and the Karachi, and Lagosians should be proud of the work that their governors are doing when it comes to security.
Definitely. You cannot compare us to Syria. In Damascus, you cannot just go out and somebody was, even in Russia, you know, there are places you don't walk alone. You get your head blown off or something, you know. So there are more dangerous places than this place. But like I mentioned, you know, when you talk of the dangerous cities, there are 2 factors that cause it. Basically, poverty. Because you can see the disparity in the society.
Yes.
You see somebody driving a $75,000 SUV, and then you see somebody by the roadside begging who does not have got anything to eat for 2 days. So these people will want to eat, and then it will happen where they will attack. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you'll be attacked. And then corruption. Because Nigeria is a very, very rich country, very rich country. We are richer than so many countries. And anytime I go to Dubai, I want to cry because, you find out that we even have more oil than them. We have more money than them, you know, but see what they have done with their country. So our money, right now we have people stealing the country's commonwealth and et cetera, et cetera. These monies can be used in reforming the place. And I tell you, if you don't make the society comfortable, at least for the smallest of the society, you have cases of insecurity.
Which takes us back to the values we place on every Nigerian's life.
Exactly.
I want to say thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for shedding some light on some of the issues we're dealing with in Nigeria as a people.
Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you very much.
This brings us to the end of the morning show today. I'm Biola Alabi. Thank you to my guest, Dennis Amachree, for joining me and for you at home. Goodbye.